Hello everyone. We are going to learn about lesson Lost Spring, stories of stolen childhood written by Anis Jung. In this video, we are going to take up part 2 of the lesson I want to drive a car. This part 2 I want to drive a car is having a setup in Firozabad. Firozabad is a center of India's glass blowing industries. It is famous for bangles, and every family is engaged in making bangles. The people are living in poverty and they force their children to work along with them. And the children work in unhealthy conditions. This part 2 of Lost Spring is actually a story of Mukesh. Mukesh lives in Firozabad, is a bangle maker, but his childhood is burdened with the baggage put on him by poverty. He is unhappy with his current situation, but that has not stopped him from dreaming. He dreams to be a car mechanic. The working conditions in a bangle factory are really bad. As you can see the visual, it is talking about the flames are to be used. So, one, work near furnaces with high temperature. These very people and small children, they work in dingy dark cells without enough light and air. Around 20,000 children are forced to do the task of bangle making, and the parents aren't aware that it is illegal for children to work, as all the families who are sending their children to the bangle factory, they are below poverty line or on poverty line, and most of them are illiterate, uneducated. Working in a bangle factory has bad impact on their physical as well as mental health. The people working in a bangle factory tend to lose their eyesight at a very young age. Due to working in poorly ventilated rooms, their lungs get affected due to inhaling of poisonous fumes. They tend to develop respiratory or lung diseases. If we have a look at the other side effects, we find that there is no light of joy in their eyes. Each and every worker in the factory lacks happiness. All the people there, they have accepted the job of bangle making as their karma. They consider it as their destiny, as if it has been given to them by God, and they do not have the ability and they do not have the right to break it. The people, they have stopped dreaming. They do not dare to dream. Years of mind-numbing toil has killed all initiative and ability to dream. And if by chance anyone thinks of dreaming, he is forced back into the very circle, the circle of poverty. All these bangle makers, they have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trapped their fathers and forefathers. The middlemen, we are referring to the rich class. When we look at the people working in a bangle factory, we come across easily two distinct opposite worlds. On one hand, we have the world of poverty, which is burdened with stigma of caste, caste being the poor caste. And they are unable to break free from it because one, They do not have the energy, they do not have the means as well to break free. They are illiterate, uneducated, they don't know about their rights, they remain trapped. They are caught in vicious circle. The vicious circle, if they want to come out of this poverty, to have a dream beyond, they need to again have money, which is going to be a loan from a rich person. So they are going back into that circle that seems to tighten around them more. Thus, these poor people, bangle makers, they have accepted the burden of life and they do not dare to dream, organize themselves, and fight against the illegal acts taking place. On the opposite side, we have world of people with power and riches. These very people involve sahukars, middlemen, policemen, keepers of law, bureaucrats, and politicians. Somehow, these rich, powerful people, for their own personal selfish motives, they continue creating vicious circle around the poor people and let them remain trapped in that circle. Together, these rich people, powerful people, they impose saddened life on these poor people. Mukesh, whom our author Anish Jung had been talking to, he dreams of becoming a motor mechanic. He tells the author that he will go to garage and learn the art. On asking if the garage is nearby, he informs the author that there is no garage nearby, but a very far off one he has. And he is ready to walk down to that garage every day and learn the art. This reflects his determination. So, having a look at his determination, one can say that yes, being a determined person, he will be able to fulfill his dream. Questioning him further, our author asks him that would he dream of flying a plane in late future somewhere? Mukesh replies in negation. He says no, he does not dream of flying a plane. He is quite satisfied being a mechanic only. This indirectly reflects that he knows his limit. He knows that he can be a car mechanic, but learning how to fly a plane is beyond his reach. That is for rich people. He won't be able to break the chains of poverty so easily. So he's quite contented of having a dream of being a motor mechanic. Author ends the lesson with the sentence, few planes fly over Firozabad. Quite an important one. And we can understand that this is not just a statement, it is talking about the economic condition of Firozabad and what do airplanes symbolize for those people. Firozabad, economically backward city, does not have any airport. And airplanes symbolize something distant, something far off, just like a far fetched dream. And the people living in Firozabad, they do not dare to dream. So if they do not dare to dream, definitely they will never be exposed to grand, huge, big dreams. So, like Mukesh had mentioned, that he dreams to be a motor mechanic but never flying a plane. Knowing their limitations, they are ready to take one step at a time. the way Mukesh has specified. With this, our lesson Lost Spring comes to an end. A quick recap. Lost Spring has two parts in which author has talked about the children and the poverty that has forced the children to work. Part 1, looking for gold in garbage. That was about basically life of a Sahibe Alam who is a rag picker who has migrated from Dhaka, Bangladesh and is residing in Simapuri. Simapuri, though it is on the outskirts of Delhi, the capital of India, but when we look at the living conditions, it is in contrast. It doesn't even have the proper drainage system, sewage system, no education facility to the children. The people, they are leading a really poor life. Sahibe Alam, as the lesson ends, he talks about working in a tea stall where he is able to get 800 rupees a month and all meals. But this boy has lost the freedom. Part 2 is talking about Mukesh, a bangle maker living in Firozabad, working in poor condition, but dreams to be a motor mechanic. He is the one who dares to dream. And having the determination he is talking about being a motor mechanic, one can easily assume that yes, he may be able to achieve his goal of becoming a motor mechanic. But at the same time, we are able to see the opposite world, the world where the rich and powerful people, they never let these poverty stricken bangle makers come out of that vicious circle. So indirectly, it talks about the difficult life these people are leading. So, Lost Spring, the children who are supposed to have good, comfortable life so that they can be the bright future citizens of the nation, are deprived of all these basic facilities. The lesson gives us an insight to poor people's life. This very slide will show you the links to three different videos. First two links are talking about the rag pickers and their lives, and third link is talking about the bangle makers and the conditions they work in. With this, we close the chapter Lost Spring. Happy learning.